Okay, a former employee of Yeezy and Donda Academy is filing a lawsuit against Kanye West for workplace harassment and abuse. And the allegations are absolutely wild, and I'm sorry, but they're hilarious, and I don't feel bad for this guy, even a smidgen. So here are the claims of workplace abuse in summary. This employee claims that Ye threatened him by saying, "I'm going to punch you in the face," before abruptly changing tone, mimicking Super Mario's victory dance, and saying, "I'm gonna give you one more chance, another life." So that was just one claim. He continued, Ye went on a rant about Hitler's greatness, said the Holocaust was fake, and then had staff members come to the meeting room and watch the Batman on mute in silence.
So the Matt Reeves Batman, the new Batman.
Yeah,
the Matt Reeves Batman.
Yeah. On mute, though. That's important.
In silence.
Well, that movie's all about noir and tone, okay?
This is all
He's
stuff
just
that...
an artist, guys.
All of this allegedly took place after Kanye's DEF CON on Jewish people tweet came out, and after he was dropped by Gap, after he was dropped by Adidas. So this guy decided to work for Kanye after Kanye's cancellation. Just to be clear on the timing. So I don't know why any of this would surprise him, since this is what he was publicly doing at the time. I'm gonna read straight from the Rolling Stone report here. So a former Yeezy and Donda Academy employee claims Kanye West wanted to install a jail at his school to cage students, threatened to punch him during a temper tantrum, and gave preferential treatment to white employees, according to a new lawsuit.
He went to the southern border and was like, "Kids in cages, let's go."
This guy's name is Trevor Phillips, and he filed this lawsuit on Tuesday in Los Angeles, joining a number of former employees who are suing Kanye. It gives behind-the-scenes look at what Phillips says it's like to work for Kanye, including spontaneous firings, a late-night summons to Nobu, watching the Batman on mute, and awkwardly navigating Ye pretending to masturbate. A rep for Kanye did not immediately reply to request for comment.
It kind of makes me think of, like, what was it? He showed porn to the people from
Same
Adidas.
thing, yeah. Which, if that happened in the company of children, obviously that's abhorrent, but I think that's in this lawsuit. From the start of his 9-month employment with Kanye in November 2022, Trevor Phillips, who is black, says it was immediately apparent that Ye treated black staff considerably worse than white employees. He would scream and berate black employees, while never even as much as raising his tone at the white staff.
Thoughts?
So that's interesting. Coming on board weeks after Ye's fallout with Adidas and Gap over anti-Semitic remarks, Trevor Phillips claims that Ye continued to double down and make similar statements throughout his employment. Who could have seen that coming?
Yeah, it's shocking.
That is absolutely shocking. Imagine my shock. So this guy decided to work for Kanye after Kanye was canceled, and he thinks that he has the moral high ground to claim that he's a victim of racism.
What the hell did he teach at the Donda Academy? That's what I want to know.
You went to go, I mean, I'm not saying that I think Kanye is an anti-Semite, but you went to go work for the guy who is now public enemy number one, and he is now being branded an anti-Semite. And you are surprised that he is saying racist stuff.
And doing weird
and
things.
you feel offended by that. Like, really? Like, I just don't feel bad for you. I don't know.
Maybe when it happened, he thought, "Oh, it's gonna be edgy. I'm gonna go work with this guy who's against the system."
You'll definitely come back with a lot of stories.
Yeah, at the very least, you'll be fun at parties for the next couple of years because you'll have all sorts of tales to tell.
Ye also threatened to go after LGBTQ communities next, according to the suit, because, quote, "Gay people are controlled by Bill Gates so that they don't have children for population control."
How does he control them? Is it all that farm? Is it in the GMOs and the farmland?
Bill Gates?
Yeah, like
how's
he controlling them?
Bill Gates' whole like overpopulation scheme is definitely like known. I don't know if gay people have anything to do with it.
But how is he controlling the gay people? I need to know.
With 5G.
Specifically?
With 5G.
That makes sense.
The 5G towers.
Yeah.
Some of Ye's, quote, dangerous rhetoric was repeated in front of Donda Academy students. Ye allegedly once told 2 children that he wanted them to shave their heads and that he intended to put a jail in the school and that they could be locked in cages. So I wonder what they were doing. They probably tried to use silverware. Because when we talked about Donda Academy,
Yep, I forgot about that.
they were not allowed to use silverware during
your
lunch,
hands.
and they only were allowed to eat sushi for lunch. Nothing else.
Oh, that's kind of rad.
Somebody brought
it
in a
is too.
cheeseburger, and he was like, "To the cage with you, child."
Into the
And he
cage.
did that. He goes,
Shave his
"Into the
head."
cage."
No, he has like he has a button like Dr. Evil. Just send them down to the dungeon.
Yeah, it's he got the idea from the southern border. You know, kids in cages.
I feel like this is taken out of context because you don't eat sushi with utensils, right?
But you have chopsticks, but they weren't even allowed to have those.
Well, was that ever confirmed?
Yeah,
Was it no silverware or was it no eating utensils? This is how the media manipulates you guys.
Oh, they also didn't
Buy
have,
my book.
They didn't have desks. They had to sit on like pillows on the floor, I think.
I mean,
Very
That was another
boho.
thing.
what if you got them standing desks? Standing desks are the rage.
Better for
again.
your
It's
back.
unschooling. That's
Yeah.
what they call it now, unschooling. Okay, when Trevor Phillips tried to push back against Ye's bigotry, he responded mercilessly with incessant harassment, humiliation, and attempts to both mentally control and destroy Phillips. Kanye's ill will towards the plaintiff ultimately culminated in a vulgar lashing in front of the school children and their parents. Kanye even threatened Trevor Phillips with physical violence. I think that was the Mario victory dance thing where he said he was going to punch him in the face.
Yep. I'm picturing the Mario theme song being played in the background as he's doing it.
While spending time at Donda Academy, Phillips claims that Ye began spreading anti-Semitism in school meetings.
So you went
Surprise Pikachu face.
So you went to work for the guy who made the death con tweet, and then were shocked when anti-Semitism showed up.
That's crazy.
Shocking.
way.
Including in front of some students. Other inappropriate commentary allegedly included Ye saying he only likes to date white women and telling employees that no one could be fat, otherwise they'd be fired.
Based.
That's
He
based.
cares.
To the fat part, that's pretty based.
Yeah.
He's is showing that he cares about his employees' health. I don't see anything wrong with that.
He's like, look, he's like, you know what it is? I want to pay you for a long, long time. I want to have to contribute to your pension, and the only way to do that is to keep you from becoming a fat tub of lard.
This is why Tim offers us free workout classes.
Yeah.
It's actually
Which,
true.
to be fair, are always going on while we're live, so he
Yes.
doesn't like us. But yeah,
We can be fat
I feel
tubs
like
of lard.
everything is always planned right when PCC is
it
going
really
on.
is. He's like,
The
big
Christmas party.
food order, 3 p.m.
Interesting.
3 to
isn't it?
4:59.
I think he's just
Come
trying to
and
get
get
us to
it.
quit. He's like, he wants to prove that he's like, oh, can they take the heat? Will they
Right, the
work under these
temptation.
conditions? And I'm over here like, no free food today. I can't work like this.
Okay, this says in December 2022, Phillips says Ye requested they meet at Nobu Hotel in Malibu to discuss business plans. Over the next 3 hours, Phillips describes feeling uncomfortable as Ye went on a rant about Hitler's greatness, said the Holocaust was fake, and said gay people are not true Christians. At some point, Phillips says Ye had hotel staff come to the room and put on the Batman, with the 2 men watching the movie on mute in silence.
Wait, so
Wait, how many times?
so the idea is like
Done
they
this.
play it and then he immediately hits the mute button and they
like
don't
this-
do it like what that should be is it should be a test where it's like how long can you watch this without like checking your phone?
Yeah, that is actually
Maybe
a good
that's what it
test of
is.
attention span, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I would fail.
I mean, it's
within
already
10
boring
seconds.
with the sound on.
I would fail in like 10 seconds with most movies.
Okay, so this is where it gets really weird. He said, okay, picture these 2 men. Okay, Ye and this employee of his. They're alone in a hotel room, sitting on the bed. And then they started lying flat on the bed. Phillips claims that Ye began to make slow up and down motions with his hand just above his genitals.
The Orca boss in the chat has said something very, very honestly prophetic. He says, this sounds like it's made up. And it does.
It does.
This whole thing sounds very fake to me.
But at the same time, it's Ye.
Exactly.
So I'm like, I don't know.
Well, that's why though. Like they could
It's so easy to
easily-
lie about him
They're pointing
because
out that
lawsuit
Trevor
at
Phillips
him.
is the character in GTA 5.
But it sounds just as crazy as all the things that were in Julia Fox's memoir about Kanye, right?
Kind of sounds like a scam where you go work for this guy, you make up a story about him, you take out a fat lawsuit against him, and people don't know if it's real or not because it's Kanye.
He
So-
trusts too many people.
My favorite.
He does. He's way too trusting.
The other day, the clip of him talking about Lady Gaga came up again, and I watched it like 15 times. She's like, I like Gaga. What the hell does she know about cameras?
He made a valid point. While lying flat on the bed, he claims that Ye began to make slow up and down motions with his hand just above his genitals as though he was masturbating, and he began talking about his sex life, according to the lawsuit. Kanye then FaceTimed a woman and instructed her to wear lingerie and shoes he bought for her. Phillips immediately recognized the female's name because only a few weeks earlier, while at the Yeezy headquarters, Kanye flaunted nude pictures of her to many of the Yeezy staff members. He claims his relationship with Ye soured by May 2023 after a series of misunderstandings. Ye threw a temper tantrum and threatened to punch him. He was apparently unhappy with a garden that Phillips was tending to. Because if you don't know, okay, like Kanye's whole plan for Donda Academy included making some kind of new age living community with you remember this, right? Like huts. He had like these models for huts, and they were going to become self-sufficient, and they were going to start farming, and it was basically going to be like a Ye commune. And this employee was hired to like plant cotton. I'm serious, like bad look, by the way, that this employee was black, but he was meant to plant like cotton and make gardens and like renovate buildings and stuff. And Ye didn't like his garden. So
Probably
that's
not an easy guy to please.
He began screaming in front of a crowd for Phillips to, quote, get the F out of here, and that he was effing fired. Later, as he pleaded his case with Ye, explaining his daughter and little brother both attended Donda Academy and that he was in the midst of an undiagnosed medical condition, Ye allegedly began another tirade. Kanye raised his hand and pointed at Phillips' neck condition and screamed, F your neck! Then pointing at the school, Kanye belched, and F your daughter. I don't give an F about none of that. Kanye then ran to the gardens and attempted to pick up and toss the garden, but too weak and out of shape, failed to pick them up. Instead, he started pulling out the plants and individual pieces inside the boxes, ripping them apart, throwing them on the floor, in a worse and more immature temper tantrum than any of even the youngest Donda school children had ever thrown.
I guess this, like, the moral of the story is, like, this would have been shocking if it was literally anyone else. But because it's Kanye, it's not really shocking because it's just kind of baseline behavior
Yeah,
for
it's like
him.
manic episode or just Ye every day, like an average day.
So I guess that wasn't officially the day he was fired, because the next day he was tasked with checking out a farm property that Ye wanted to buy, but Ye fired him again because he was, quote, not on the level.
You know what we need to do? We need to see if we can get like a reality show where Kanye tries to become a Scientologist and see Scientology and Kanye just come crashing together.
That would be
would
beautiful. I think he
never
could
happen,
actually
though.
single-handedly collapse Scientology.
I think he could.
Because they would be afraid of him.
Right.
I love Tom Cruise. What the hell does he know about religion?
Yeah, Tom Cruise would be quaking.
Yeah.
Honestly. Or Kanye would become the most charismatic and influential Scientologist
He
ever.
takes over and ends up making it even
It could go one of two
religion.
ways.
Yes.
He either makes or breaks Scientology if he joined.
Like,
but
that's
hopefully
what
that
I
won't
mean.
happen. This plaintiff is seeking $35,000
That's
for discrimination.
That's it?
So that's it.
35,000.
That inclines me to believe that actually he's credible.
Nah, I should be asking for way
Very
more.
If he were just
number.
being a gold digger, like, wouldn't he be seeking more?
Why
I mean,
that
the idea would be to ask for more and then hopefully settle out of court for less,
Yeah.
right?
Ye don't do that. Ye doesn't play that.
We need a reality show. It's just Kanye verse, and then we just drop Kanye into random situations with random groups and see what happens.
I feel bad for all the people involved if this is all true.
It would be interesting to see if they would let like a Timcast writer shadow in a week at Donda Academy.
They literally did.
I
that
mean,
literally happened.
Shane. Not Shane. I'm saying that like somebody like in like one of the at the school only.
Well, the school's
Like
already
enrolled in the school.
I know it's not
school
there.
already shut down. I don't know what he has going on right now other than just like doing pap walks with Bianca and dressing her in loincloths. Like, what is he doing exactly? They're always like, he's going on business meetings. Like, business meetings for what? He's not. I don't know.
I don't know, but they're big and important.
Yeah,
and
he just dropped
businessy.
an album, right? Didn't he just drop?
He dropped the album. Yes.
They're big and important and businessy, and that's what he's got to do. He's got to do business things at business meetings.
Yeah, I just think this is seriously better than satire. It's better than anything you could make up.
Yep.
Reality is funnier.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.